Adil used to say, if you don't buy this property, someone else will thank you for letting him to buy that property. My name is Yasir. I'm 47 years old. I work as a cybersecurity consultant for one of the leading US-based companies here in Sydney, Australia. That's what I do for a living. I stay in Marsfield, Sydney, with my lovely wife Nazia and my son Danish and Ziad, two wonderful boys. The reason why I went with rent vesting is primarily for reasons like, Sydney market is very crazy. It's hard to find a dream home in the place where I can afford, and it's hard to live in those places. They're far away. I don't want to compromise the lifestyle, the suburb I'm living, the schools in their quality. That was one of the key reasons. Second thing is I want to buy a property of my choice. So I want to build my property portfolio, which can yield me results in such a way that if not today, tomorrow I'm in a position to buy a policy of a property of my own. That's the main reason which I thought rent vesting is a win-win situation for me, where I don't need to compromise on the lifestyle what I have. Also at the same time, I'm building assets which will help me in future. What made me believe that, when will Australian property market will crash? I'm just waiting for a date, when the market is going to crash. Till now, I have never seen where the market is crashing badly here in Australia. Maybe you will see a periodic dip in some cities based on immigration and various factors. But I don't see Australian market value or property value is going to drop anytime soon. Looking into how Australia have overcome the major setbacks over the world, be it COVID or whatever, depressions, what happened, I don't think so it's going to happen. Well, before starting, some of my fears were always, I always was afraid of starting, taking a first step into buying a property. That is always the major fear which I had. And also I myself was never equipped with all those answers. Where to invest, what to invest, how to invest. These questions always were there in my mind, which was stopping me from jumping into a property market. Those was a major fears which I had. I think it was a bad decision of me not jumping in with Ariza or Adil, looking into the kind of wealth what they bring in. I think that was the bad decision rather than jumping in maybe a year before. I felt like I took my own time to decide, but there are a bunch of professionals, who know what they are doing, and they carry a ton of knowledge, which helps their customer. I don't feel it will be a bad decision to work with them, and I highly recommend them to go with Ariza for whatever investment properties people are looking for. Obviously, the big question of unknown factors, that was the key thing which was stopping me to jump into the investment property or jumping into the market, as I'm not an experienced person or never done kind of investment here in Australia. So that was the key thing which was stopping me. And also I was afraid that, if I'm going to make a bad decision by jumping into an investment property, rather I'll be more comfortable buying stocks or investing into cryptocurrencies. Because the market it's something which is not, I never experienced. I think those were the biggest fears. Brand new properties are great. They come with those fancy things like new appliances, new painting, new walls, new decorations, all those fancy new things comes into the picture. But also at the same time, what I have seen while discussing with Adil and the team, and also doing a little bit of my own research, often the new properties come with limited size, with certain drawbacks with that, which was definitely not meeting my own goals. I was thinking, or when I was exploring my things with Adil, the inputs what I got from him, it felt like it's always better to go with an older property, because we already know how it is performing over the time. The results are in front of one. The rental yields are quite visible. One can look into the neighboring properties, how they're performing. Rather than jumping into unknown things, it's better to jump into something with known things where, we know the rental yields and all not. I think that's the thing which was the primary factor which I jumped into an older property. The property which I managed to secure, it's in Queensland, the Cairns. It sits on a plot of 820 square meters, which is a huge plot. It comes with 3 bedrooms, with a living room, kitchen, bathroom, and a very huge garden. It has, and also it has got a potential of converting a study room into a 4th bedroom, which is good. And also it comes with solar panels, which is value-added thing for the people who are going to stay there. They can save their electricity cost as well. Apart from that, the suburb which I got the property is really great, and with a potential of capital gains are quite high there. It's like $610 is the weekly rent. The reason why I didn't buy the property on my own, I feel like I come from a customer success experience where subject matter experts comes in to help their customers. Well, investing into a property is not my domain. I'm not a subject matter expert, especially if I'm buying a property purely for an investment. I don't know the market trends. I don't know the property location, the suburb, how dangerous or how good from the bushfires or from tornadoes or floods or social housing or whatever the contributing factors for property either to grow or to fall. I don't possess those details. That's the thing I thought, let me take a help from a subject matter experts whose main goal is to help their customers by securing their properties, who can advise wisely, and also at the same time I can get a good returns. So that was the key thing. At times, Adil used to say, if you don't buy this property, someone else will thank you for letting him to buy that property. I feel like that's the funnier thing. Adil was quite right on that. The moment he showed me a property, he has done his due diligence at his own end with all the factors what one should look for. So it was a right advice. I think that's one thing which I can share. I think Adil went through over 16 properties by himself, figuring out or looking it through a microscopic lens whether that property is good for me or not. And then he came out after going through 16 properties. He presented me the first property, which we went through and secured that property. Yeah, he saved a lot of time for me. For me, I think it's at least 2 weeks of work minimum, full time. I'm going to recommend Adil and Ariza property buyer agents for my friends. I've already been advocating Adil and his team among my friends, and my friends are reaching me out. In fact, I received a few calls from a couple of friends. When they discovered that I bought a property, they were asking me all the questions. How did you manage to secure? Why so far? All those things. But when I shared the benefits, they are quite keen and they are looking for his number. Soon, Adil, you're going to get some maybe potential buyers. So take care of them. Adil, I'm waiting for my commission. The moment I had a chat with Adil, I was quite scared, whether I'm going to taking a right decision. Yes, I've seen his credibility in terms of listening to a few folks and some of the friends. I was always scared. I was trying to do my own due diligence at my end. Until I signed the contract, I was scared, deadly scared. But after walking through the process, it gave me the confidence, and gradually I thought I made a right decision. As of today, I feel like that was the best decision what I made in terms of investing in a property. The financial happiness, I feel like it's a quite subjective question, Every person has their own terms. For me, as long as, without compromising my values and ethics, as long as I'm there to take care of my family, providing a meal on the table, taking care of them in my best possible way, I feel that is the financial freedom for me. It's not about having abundance of wealth, rather having peace of mind. That's what is financial freedom for me. Yes, at the same time, I have a liberty of taking break if I want, if I feel like I want to do some social work, I want to take an early retirement. I feel like that's the financial freedom for me, where, just not here to gain, rather I'm also contributing back to the society. I would like to do my own due diligence. I want to ensure that I have given my best in what I want to achieve in my life. Like I would like to have some kind of passive income generating revenues for me, where if I build a property portfolio where if I generate, let's say, $2,000 per week, that would be great for me. That's the goal what I'm having. Let's see, that's what I'm aiming for, and then that's how I'm planning to retire.